What is up everyone, this is Tom. This is a little blast from the past. It's been a long time since I made a tech video, but here we are. It is 2021 going into 2022. I have just purchased the 16-inch MacBook Pro, the M1 Pro baseline version, and since I've done that, I thought I would share my new updated desk setup with you all. So I am a freelance video creator for my full-time job. That's what I do for a living. So this is my work from home desk setup, and it is all powered by this M1 Pro MacBook Pro 16-inch. But we'll start right at the top. We will start with the desk. This is a sit stand. It's an electric automatic sit stand desk from a company called Kinnarts. It's actually like a Swedish brand. I actually found this on Facebook Marketplace from an office that was renovating near me and wanted to get rid of the desk, and it's actually quite an expensive desk. I got it at a pretty decent price. It's a really nice size. This is a good size desk for me with a decent amount of real estate, and it means I can actually have the MacBook actually on top of the desk without sort of interfering with too much in terms of space. It has this sort of slightly curved out design, which is super nice, and like I said, it is electric. It does go up and down, and most of the time I actually don't leave this plugged in because it's an extra cable. If I want to move the desk, I will plug it in and then sort out the cables, and then I just end up unplugging it again. I don't actually stand up at this desk enough to like leave that cable in all the time. But getting on to what's actually on top of the desk, like I said, first one here is the M1 Pro MacBook Pro. This is the 16-inch baseline version. It comes with 16 gigs of RAM and obviously that M1 Pro processor. I'm absolutely loving this computer. I upgraded from a M1 Mac Mini and I just basically wanted one computer, and I do have to sometimes get away from the desk, so actually having a portable laptop with an extreme amount of power is really useful, and this is a super quick machine even for a baseline version. I don't disconnect this computer that much, so I'm kind of happy with the cable management system and leaving it where it is. I might look at getting some sort of docking system or docking station in the future, but for now I'm just happy with it sort of sat in front or directly underneath the monitor. For the keyboard and mouse, I'm using a Satechi wireless keyboard. This is a really good brand if you don't want to pay the full price for like a standard Apple wireless keyboard. These are about half the price or close to half the price of the official Apple versions. Occasionally it will drop out or lose signal. I do kind of wish I'd gone for an official one because that does over time get a little bit annoying, but if you are looking to save some money, this is a good option. I also use the standard Apple Magic Mouse. These are just like kind of the best mouses that I've owned. I've also looked at the Logitech Performance series, the MX mouses, but I just kind of stuck with Apple here. And they are both sitting on a desk pad, a desk blotter from Orbit Keys. They're a really nice company. They make really beautiful products. This is a full-sized leather desk pad, and it's nice because it kind of separates. It has felt bottom and separates, and you can like store documents and things like that underneath. I don't really use it all that much, but I do keep this permanently on my desk. It just makes everything a lot more comfortable, not having things directly on top of the desk. All right, so moving on to the screen, obviously the star of the show of pretty much any desk setup. I'm using a Samsung widescreen or ultra wide screen. This is I think actually a gaming display. It's a 34-inch display, runs at a resolution of 3440 by 1440, so a really nice resolution screen. And as a professional video editor, I find this more than sufficient. Like, it's super nice to have that extra real estate, but the resolution and the colors are really good, and this screen is super affordable. I think it comes in at actually like under $300, under £300 here in the UK. Like a super good deal. If you are looking at getting an ultra wide screen, I would really recommend looking at this Samsung display. I've used more expensive displays, and for me, there's not enough of a difference to warrant going for something like that over something like this Samsung. In terms of mounting, I have this monitor mounted to the back of the desk. In my opinion, this is by far and away the best way to improve a desk setup, is to get your screen off of a sort of standard desk stand and mounted somehow. Like, it just makes it such a difference to have a beautiful, clean aesthetic just with one bar, and then you can run your cables down behind it, and just everything looks super nice. And that brings us nicely to talk about cable management. Cable management with desks can be really, really tricky, but I'm pretty happy with the setup that I've got here. The Kinups desk does have this sort of like undercarriage of cable management, just like a lot of desks will have. So I use that as the kind of main basis of the cable management, and then I use zip ties, just like proper tight zip ties, to keep everything look sort of nice and organized once it was inside that cable tray organizer. And then I did a couple of things. So I used an extension cord. Obviously you do need power to run this whole thing. So I used an extension cord, and I've used command strips to actually attach this to the bottom of the desk, meaning that when it does go up and down, that doesn't cause any issues, and I don't have tons of cables just going into the wall. It's not foolproof. It's not like the most incredible cable management system, but it does keep everything nice and clear and out of the way. In terms of other peripherals, other things on the desk, you won't ever see my desk without a few external hard drives on it. Like I said, I am a video editor. I work from external drives all the time. So for slightly more long-term storage in terms of the actual devices that I use, these are Western Digital 4TB drives. They're under $100 and you get 4 terabytes worth of storage, just like an amazing deal. And for slightly more faster or projects that I'm working on, maybe I'm traveling, I use a combination of Samsung T5 drives and also these SanDisk Extreme SSDs. So those are all SSD storage and really, really quick for anything like photo editing or video editing. In terms of a little bit more long-term storage, I have a LaCie big drive on my desk here. I don't use this a ton because it's actually quite noisy and I don't love that. I do actually prefer to work off these Western Digital 4TB drives, but the LaCie does sometimes come in handy. It's like a RAID system, and it's nice to have a bit of slightly more long-term permanent storage that's a little bit more secure. In terms of speakers, this is something which I really do need to upgrade. These are a super old audio brand called Odyssey speakers. They've been going like pretty strong for probably almost 10 years now. Like a really nice speaker, but definitely I think something which could be improved on the setup. If anyone has any suggestions for speakers, please let me know in the comments down below. And then we have the last thing on the desk, this lamp that you can kind of see behind me here. This is like an industrial filament lamp. It was originally bought for me as a gift, but quite a lot of people make these and they are kind of available, or readily available for you to find. I'll try and link some down below in the description. This is one of my favorite things on the desk. It sort of brings everything up, makes it feel a little bit more industrial, not totally as modern on the desk, which is kind of like the vibe that I like. So that's kind of that. That's my desk setup, my work from home setup heading into 2022. Hopefully you have found this interesting. Everything will be linked down below in the description. I'll see you guys next time.